What is up, all my chosen ones? Jazz Roy is back. Now, first off, happy New Year's to everybody out there. We got an interesting start to the new year for the Vault Army, guys, because we have received FUD in the past throughout the entire 2022. But what we may not have anticipated was that now, in the start of 2023, some of that FUD is coming from not all, but a couple of bad apples from the SHIB community. And there's a lot of misinformation being spread around for a lot of people that are not familiar with Volt and have not done their thorough research. So in this video, we are going to be explaining to the naysayers why Volt is not an enemy of SHIB, but rather an ally. Let's get into this. Now, before we begin, guys, please do me a favor and smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell for me, please, and thank you. So, guys, first things first, let's get into this. The entire market has been in a downtrend to start the year. In fact, on New Year's Day, we were sitting in the $795 billion global market cap range. And as of right now, we are sitting at $803 billion at the time of this recording. Now, all of our favorite projects have taken hits. Now it's kind of coincidental because now we see Volt is in the 6 zeros, 8, while SHIB is in the 5 zeros and an 8. So I just find that a little more coincidental for this video. Now, first things first, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, this all started because Now Payments IO hosted a poll. And within the poll, it was being paired with it wasn't just SHIB and Volt, it was various projects, I believe, that were being paired, I guess, to see the communities and which asset is more popular than the other in terms of like ranking the communities on how much they voted on this. Doesn't mean that it's literally a bigger community than the next. We all know that SHIB is sitting at the top in terms of how large their community is. Now, Volt ended up winning in the poll against SHIB 55% to 45%. I believe there was over 70,000 people that have voted. Immediately, a lot of people from the SHIB army began to chastise Volt, calling it a scam, saying that it was botted, so on and so forth. And it's gotten to the point that certain influencers from the SHIB community that may not be that familiar with Volt immediately started calling Volt a scam. And the first thing I want to understand is, why are people so affected by a simple poll? Because at the end of the day, SHIB still has all these top tier 1 exchanges. SHIB has already won its run. You know what I'm saying? Volt has just started scratching the surface of getting into these top tier 1 exchanges with still more room to go. Not saying SHIB doesn't have room. SHIB definitely has room to grow. And I'm bullish on both projects. So this is not going to be a video of me bashing one project versus the other. If you're familiar with this channel, you know I never attack any other project. I just speak the facts and I keep it objective. So guys, let's clarify some things that people have been pointing out. Right over here on CoinMarketCap, all the non-familiar people have been pointing out that Volt is a scam because of this message that's on the very top. Now, what this means, the asset can be modified by the contract creator. Guys, what this means for those that don't know is that this contract is not renounced because of the fact that it can be modified in adjusting its taxes and other things to the tokenomics that can better fit with the times of how the markets are moving. Because going back into history, SHIB and Saitama, we're going to use those as examples. Let's start with SHIB. The biggest thing with SHIB is that we wanted to hit that 1 cent mark. However, the supply is just too large, so the market cap would have to be an astronomical number to see something touch within that price point within the coming of years. What does that mean? That means they have to burn a large amount of their supply. But it's not so easy because their contract is already renounced. There's only so much you can already do to that existing contract. How it is how it is, and there's no more modifications that can be done to it. Not for the taxes, to create a marketing wallet, none of that can be done, which may allude to the reason as to why other tokens were created, such as Bone, Leash, etc. That's just my opinion. To have other ways of raking in some type of income, since the initial contract for SHIB was created at an era where these type of things weren't that necessary. So it was like, why not just renounce the contract? But now we're in a different era, and Volt was hip to that. The same thing happened with Saitama. They had their contract renounced, so there was a lot of different things they couldn't do. They couldn't have a marketing wallet because the initial contract didn't have that. So they had to create a new token. I believe that was the Sida Realty coin, and that could be the new token that has the tokenomics that they could not edit into Saitama because the contract has already been renounced. So that is why Volt is leaving theirs unrenounced so it can be modified, and it's important to have it be modifiable. Why? Because DeFi is ever changing. The rules that we play as today in January, I guarantee will not be the same rules nor the same standards that it's going to be like come June. Just like how it was 6 months ago. Standards have changed. So it's good to continue having the ability to access and update the tokenomics to fit with the times, to continue keeping this project, especially in the meme token aspect, as modernized as possible. Next, I also saw that somebody was spreading FUD about the exchanges. Now, from when I last checked, we had 105 different exchanges all together for Volt, combined centralized and decentralized exchanges within a year. Now, my question to that person, I'm not doing no call outs. My question to that person that was doubting that we actually have this many exchanges and that it's fake. How is it that we in the bottoms of the bear market pits are still sitting at $3.6 million in 24-hour trading volume, with 3.5 million of that coming from centralized exchanges, while only 100,000 of that is coming from decentralized? And keep in mind, there may be even more than that, because that is only as much as what CoinMarketCap is tracking. There's a lot of other exchanges out there that is producing volume for us, especially just VoltiChange alone, that is not yet listed on CoinMarketCap to be added all together. That's also another thing to keep in mind. Now, this conversation, I was hesitant in showing you guys in the video, but just for the sake of the conversation, I'm going to show you an example. So late last night, I was bigging up Volt. You know, when I saw that we won that poll, and I said Volt will lift off before the bull run 100%, and I still stand by that words at this very moment. Now, obviously, as you can see, the person that was spreading FUD back to me deleted their tweets, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what they were saying beforehand. So he was a person that was uneducated about Volt at the time of those tweets, and therefore he kept saying that Volt will be going downhill because it is a scam. And every time I tried to back him up with facts on why Volt is not a scam, he kept referring back to this little message that I just explained at the top. Now, circling back, what he did not realize, what I was trying to explain to him, is that Volt is assisting SHIB and its community, because we are doing something that SHIB has been struggling to figure out how to do in the most efficient manner: burn that big supply. We are using it with VoltiChange. We are helping not just SHIB, but every single token in DeFi, as long as their community wants to exchange it on VoltiChange rather than Uniswap. Because if you really care that much about your community, you'd want to burn those tokens, right? Well, why not burn it on a platform that you can help yourself win while helping us win? You scratch our back, we scratch yours. And this guy was just completely reluctant in that until Pablo came in. He swooped in like an eagle. He dropped some facts in on him, showed him a screenshot beforehand of how SHIB was back in the early adoption days, how SHIB also had their own message because it wasn't yet a trusted asset. And obviously we saw how that turned out barely even a year later. Now, what the icing on the cake was is once Pablo dropped the stream link showing that individual how to burn SHIB using VoltiChange, all of a sudden he retracted all of his tweets and deleted it. It literally shut the guy up. I came back this morning just to see what his response would be. He never responded back. He deleted all of those tweets. He was uneducated. Maybe now he's educated. He took those words back. People need to stop speaking on things that they do not know the entire facts about. You look like a fool, plain and simple. If that's how you were raised, then so be it, but keep that from around here. All right, if you're trying to make some serious money, you better have your head on a swivel and have your head on your shoulders correctly. All right, I don't want to see people out here running around acting like little children because the markets are down and they're hurt that their money's not up. We're all down, okay? But we got to stick together. This is DeFi. We are waiting on the institutional money to bring us back into the shining moments. And how are they going to come and invest into DeFi when all they see is a bunch of kids running back and forth in DeFi, bashing one another like as if this is a high school gossip party? We got to do better, folks. We got to do better. For the ones that have been staying in their lane like myself, salute. Let's keep staying patient. Let's keep staying bullish. We know our time is coming. For the individuals of the other community that just were misinformed and hurt over a poll, when your project already has all these tier 1 exchanges, you're going to be hurt over a poll. Do better, guys. Do better. With that being said, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm Jazz Royce. And like I always say, I'm going to catch each and every one of you guys at the top.